Ha ha!
So you're coming forward now?
I'm behind car 6.
Yeah, keep in mind there's multiple turns in multiple directions here, so you do end up indicating 3 times through this negotiation.
No, you don't need to be in 1, maybe 2, but you've got to give it some more oomph.
Okay, all I want you to do is come back maybe a metre, nice and steady.
I'll be leaving the convoy at this point.
So never done any four-wheel driving at all before. We've had our Land Cruiser for about 3 months now, but only been driving it around Sydney.
I was a bit nervous, more excited than nervous, but there was a bit of nerves there.
For anyone thinking about doing it, it's probably a good idea not to do it.
You will be looking after and be responsible for the vehicle behind you. If they get lost, it's your fault. Simple as that.
Thumbs up.
End up forward and take up the place of the previous car with the left.
One drawback with the smart bar is when it is pushed in.
I would have avoided that in the past, so good to know what it feels like.
It was sitting by the seat of your pants, sliding down the hill with no brakes.
Watching it actually made me quite apprehensive, but actually doing it, the second one, even though the car slipped, it wasn't as scary, and you actually felt more in control than I thought.
But if you do it, it's probably one of the best things you'll ever do.
Most of all, I'm impressed by what the car's capable of.
Before yesterday, I would have gone, well, if I came across this in reality, I would have done a 3-point turn and gone back the way I'd come.
The trainers are all volunteers. They've obviously been in the club for a long time. They've got a lot of skill, a lot of knowledge. They've been on trips, they've been there and done it. So, and look, they're there to help you and to take you through it, which is terrific.
Really good. They give you they're really clear with what they want you to do, and they give you comments, so they'll be directing you as you go down the different obstacles, and then as you go past, they'll go, well done, you're great there, that kind of thing. So they give you encouragement as well, which is really nice to have.
Well, when we meet the people on Tuesday, number one, I try and sum them up and get a feeling whether they're going to be a good social group, a good driving group, and you can see the nerves starting to kick in. But by the end of Sunday, smiles are abundant and they feel so fantastic about themselves and about the capability of their vehicles.
It's beyond what you ever think you could possibly do. It's scary, it's full on, but the people that look after you they're just ordinary people, but they're professionals and they're calm, cool and collected, and they get you through it. And the bloomin' Toyota Prado, I put my trust in and it was just awesome.
Barrington Tops is rugged and mountainous. Much of it is World Heritage Gondwana rainforest, where the valleys are so overgrown that decades of coordinated searching has failed to find the light plane that crashed here in 1981. Most of the national park is only accessible on foot. However, 2 gravel roads dissect the plateau. Between these are a series of tracks that are unlocked for 4-wheel driving over summer. A single track juts south into the Gondwana wilderness. Barrington's 4-wheel drive tracks are pretty easy, and, even in school holidays, we hardly encountered any other vehicles on them. Unfortunately, Thunderbolt's trail was closed this year because Hoons had wrecked it during the closed season. Pity, because it was fun in 2017.
Open. Just a reminder at the start of the meeting that obviously the AGM follows tonight's meeting. If you have not got your voting slips and you are a financial member of the club, if you can see Cheryl or Jenny to the right of the hall, you have about till 8:15 to get your voting slips for the AGM. Good evening, members and guests. Welcome to the March General Meeting of the Toyota Land Cruiser Club. I'm Andrew Boyd, the TLCC President. On my left is our Club Secretary, Colin Morby. Our Vice President, Greg Norris, is an apology for our meeting. And on my right is our Club Treasurer, Mark Willock. Are there any new members here tonight? Please put up your hand. Welcome to the club. I hope you enjoy your stay with us. This general meeting is being live streamed to the TLCC YouTube channel. Please go to our YouTube channel page where you'll find a link to the meeting's live stream. To watch the video stream, you do not need a Google or YouTube account. We encourage no voting via online on the live stream. So any AGM or voting needs to be done either by proxy or in person prior to the meeting. And our YouTube channel is youtube.com/@TLCC Australia. So present is as per the attendance book. Are there any apologies for tonight's meeting? I have Greg Norris and Gracie. Any other apologies for tonight's meeting? No. The minutes from the previous committee meeting held on Monday the 3rd of February 2025 have been posted at the rear hall. Are there any issues, points that need raising against those minutes? No? Can I have a mover and a seconder to those minutes? Norma Ferguson, Rob Alexander. Announcements by the President. Welcome to the second TLCC General Meeting of 2025. Also following will be the 38th Toyota Land Cruiser Club of Australia AGM that follows this meeting. The size of our member base is significant and a testament to the service our club provides. As in most voluntary organisations, it is the same small nucleus of members who can be relied upon to fulfil committee positions, attend working bees and volunteer at an event. Our challenge is to spread the load, so if there's people in this room here tonight who have never stood for a committee position, I remember many years ago I was tapped on the shoulder at one of these meetings and thrown into the position of Vice President, and I think this is either my 16th or 17th year on the committee of the club. So don't let, I haven't done it before, I don't have the time. I guess most of the committee have also got full-time jobs, so tap the person on the shoulder next to you and say, look, I want to have a go at doing this role, and say, can you nominate me? And as I said, the annual general meeting will follow this meeting. And yeah, if you haven't got your voting slips, you need to get them, and obviously you need to be financial. The only other couple of things I had to mention was ARB Penrith are having an open day because they've basically redeveloped their showroom. I'm actually away, as is some of the other committee. They've invited the club to do a barbecue and membership stall there, and it's on the 22nd of March. It's a Saturday from 9 a.m. till 2. I need to let the proprietor, which is Nick, know tomorrow. So if anyone in this room feels like giving the club a few hours, you'll have to take a barbecue, buy some sausages, take some club magazines, which we can arrange. Please come and see me or someone else on the committee if you can help, and that's at ARB at Penrith. The other thing you would also know is the club produces, I guess, two various aspects of the TLCC news. We have basically a print version and we have an electronic version. I just remind people, if you get sent the printed version, obviously it costs the club quite a lot to post those and print those now. If you're a person that just gets that magazine and basically doesn't even open it or read it, think seriously about, can I just get the electronic copy? Every single electronic copy the club has ever produced is in the member zone. You can download those, you can read them, you can go back researching trips and all that sort of stuff on those. So if you don't need a copy of that magazine, you can either send me an email at info@tlcc.com.au or Alan at membership, okay, and we can basically change the status of whether you get the e-mag only or you get the printed copy and or both. So the other thing which we're starting to see quite a lot of interest in is the club's closed Facebook group. There's probably some people in this room here who aren't on the group. I think there is around somewhere between 500 and 600 members on it now. I guess that's where a lot of the discussion happens. You know, where do I find an auto electrician to do this? How do I get onto the club's live stream? I encourage people, if you haven't got access to it, flick someone on the committee an email or me at info. and I can explain to you how to get onto that page, because there is a lot of good information about the club and its activities. And even with the uplifting trips, you'll see Peter post those trips on there. You see it come up and you just go and register for one of those trips. Now, Vice President's report is Greg. Greg is an apology. I will now go to Mark for Treasurer's report.
Thank you, Andrew, and good evening, everybody. Treasurer reports never really change much. We have money in the bank. We spend money and we get money in. So in February, we got in membership fees of $12,045, which would have been made up of renewing members and new memberships. In the same month, we spent $11,652. The biggest expense was paying the auditors' fees for auditing the club accounts. We hired the hall, we posted the magazine out, we did our normal working bee expenses at the two properties. I believe we bought a new whippersnipper and things like that. So as at the end of February, we have $378,050 in the bank. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Can I have a mover and a seconder for the Treasury report? Anthony Ross and Keith Smith. Education Officer's report, Gary.
Good evening, everyone. I'll start off with the February driver training. Module 1 was here on the 11th of February, on the Tuesday. Modules 2 and 3 at Willaglen on the 15th and 16th. There were 17 new members achieved their driver training certificates. Evidently it was a weekend of a lot of punches and things, so 2 members actually had enough punches so that they couldn't repair the tyres suitably enough to actually complete their driver training. They'll actually have to come back at some time and complete their module 2 again. Were you down there, Jeremy, for that? And how many punches did we have? How many punches did we have in total? Okay. Yeah, okay. Thank you very much for that. Adding on a little bit of what Andrew was saying, members stepping up and doing things for the club and things like that. I'm not sure if he's here tonight, but Andrew Allen, he's just about to become a driver trainer. He's got a little bit more to go before he gets his yellows. But he approached me late last year, and he's going to go along with Alf Johnson's going to run the towing course again this year with his group of assistants. Andrew's going to go along. He's done a fair bit of towing, but he's going to go along to see how Alf presents the course. So he's going to run towing course next year for us, 2026. And then he said, what about sand driving? He said, I can have a go at that. He said, I've done a couple with with Simon, I think. And he said, I just want to go along and see how we run the courses and how we talk about it and that. So he's going to run the sand driving course next year as well, which is great. And then he said, well, I might run a club trip as well. So there's an example of one of our members stepping up and doing 3 things for our club. So that's great. So I thank Andrew very much for that. Okay, basic driver training for March. Module 1 here on the 11th of March. Modules 2 and 3 Willaglen, of course, 15th and 16th of March. Now, this course is already full. These courses fill up pretty quick. That's already full. Advanced driver training, that actually opened last Saturday. And when I looked at the numbers, there was already 6 in it, and that was there was 5 turned up pretty quick. The 6th one was a little bit later. We normally take 7, but I didn't check it today, so it's probably already full. So. Okay, from my personal assistant over here, she said 7's full, so it's totally full, which is typical of advanced. It's a great course. Bird identification course. I've got Rob Alexander's son-in-law, Marty Philipchek. He's actually going to work with Chris Taylor to do a bird watching identification course later this year. They're still deciding what dates they want to choose, but so that's on the cards again. Now, the education courses, the HEMA course, the auto electrical, chainsaw course and all that, that you've already been advised of that. So that's already on the website and in the CES, so that's all there. What else have we got? So, well, basically, if someone's out there that's got a course that they want to run for the club, please just give me a call and we'll see what we can do to turn it into a course and get some dates and that. So that's about it for me. So, but I'd like to say to all the presenters who volunteered their time to make the courses available to the members, in particular, I would like to thank them for the support that's been given to me as education over the last 12 months. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Gary. Promotions, Jason.
Hey everyone, nice and quick. Just like to thank you all for your support and those that went out of the way to assist over the past 12 months. Probably know I won't be standing again, just way too busy with work at the moment. So yeah, big thank you to you all, and as usual I'll see our Working Bee regulars at the Working Bee this Saturday at Coolandelly. Thank you.
Social Director's report, Debbie.
Well, this is my final report as Social Director after 2 years at the helm. I'm so pleased to see our Social Subcommittee in such a healthy place. Since last meeting, Grace Hughes has come on board to assist with the advertising member communication around Easter, and also will organise the craft activities and movie night. Stuart Roach has volunteered to do the advertising member communication around Halloween event, and after this meeting, I too will become a member of the Social Subcommittee. Now, some further great news. Our Easter Bunny is definitely coming to Coolandelly. We have a full team of amazing club members willing to plan and organise a great Easter program for all our members and their guests to enjoy. Thank you to Julia, Keegan, Jason and Grace. So why not spend Easter weekend enjoying the beautiful Coolandelly property? Saturday will be Easter crafts and a kids movie night. Then Sunday will be all excitement as the Easter Bunny pays a special visit, followed by an Easter egg hunt, hot cross buns, family games on the lawn and a barbecue sausage sizzle for lunch, all provided free of charge to all club members. Your guests are very welcome at a charge of $10 per person, 5 years and above. Bookings will open on the 8th of March. So just a little bit about our guest bookings. Last year, the committee decided to implement this $10 fee for all guests at events 5 years and over. This is to help cover some of the costs of food, and in the case of children 5 to 16, it is to cover some of the costs of consumables used during craft and other activities. Guests under 5 will remain free. Starting with Easter bookings, members will now be required to pay this $10 guest fee at the time of booking. At this point, I might just take a moment to say a huge thank you to John Ferguson, our wonderful volunteer webmaster who's spent many, many days getting our website up to speed to handle this process. Thank you very much, John, wherever you are. John, over there. There's a couple of points I'd like to highlight. We have created a document called Making Bookings at TLC Social Events, which steps you through the process, and I encourage all members to read this document prior to making a member or guest booking. This instruction document will be hyperlinked on our Easter booking page and also linked to an email that will be going out to all members about guest bookings sometime this week. So, who's classified as a guest? Well, a guest is a member's adult children 17 years and above, a member's grandchildren, and of course friends plus or minus their children. Members will still enter the website booking page as before, but the booking part will look a little bit different. After completing your own details, there's a toggle switch at the bottom, which you can open to allow you to add your guests. This captures guest names plus ages of children for catering and activity purposes. A payment screen will be populated and you'll need to make payment. Guest bookings can be made at the same time you make your own member booking, or you can come back at any stage to the booking page to add a guest booking. I just want to highlight that we need to be a bit careful at this point and make sure you read the instruction document we've produced so that we don't end up with double bookings. You don't double book yourself. The second important point is that after you submit your booking, you will get an email titled "Thank you for your booking." If you have included guests in your booking, you'll need to click on the link to submit your guest's name and vehicle details to our land manager, who can provide a guest vehicle pass for display in the to be displayed in the guest vehicle at all times. I think you'll find it quite simple to follow, but please just have a look at that instructions document. So where to from here? The year is looking bright. I hope you remember my little mantra for members to come forward and help with one aspect of one event. Many of our committee members are doing just that, helping with the planning and implementation of one aspect of one event. But we still need a little bit more help. Our fireworks event is on the 7th of June. Lisa and Andrew Boyd will coordinate the fireworks plus food, and we're looking for someone to handle the advertising part of the event. Halloween's on the 25th of October. The advertising will be covered by Stuart Roach and the activity side covered by Sarah and Luke Warren. We need a volunteer to come forward to offer to plan the food service. Christmas at Coolandill is on the 29th of November. Alison Ritchie and Tony Sperenberg will once again run the amazing race. We need someone to organise the advertising and communication around this event, and a few people to plan Christmas craft, kids' Santa gifts and the Christmas dinner. Finally, our adult Christmas party on the 13th of December. A few people are needed to plan and organise this event. It can be similar to previous years, or it could take on a whole new different direction. Please think about what one aspect of one event you might be able to help with and come and see me after the meeting. I do hope someone steps up to take on the role of Social Director this year. As you can see, Social is in good shape with a great team, and we need a leader to coordinate it all. In conclusion, I would just like to say what a pleasure it has been serving in the Social Director's role. I've really got to know so many wonderful club members, challenged myself, learned a lot, and loved just being amongst families as they laugh together and enjoy what our club has to offer. To my fellow TLCC board members and webmaster, thank you so very much for your support, hard work, and dedication in providing so many fantastic opportunities to our club members. See you all on the tracks.
Thank you, Debbie. Land Manager's report. Brian.
Evening all, great to be here again after missing last month as I was sunning myself up at Patonga. So with that in mind, I'd like to thank the two Johns and Gordon for running the the Coolandill Working Bee that weekend. In addition to the usual mundane activities, we installed a gate on the track just up from the pinch point. The main purpose for that is we've been having unwanted guests arrive and claiming they didn't realise it was private property, so we've put that gate back up, and hopefully that will dissuade them from entering the property. I've just got to get some signage to put on that now to say private property. So if the gate happens to be closed, it's not locked, it'll be closed when the property's vacant. So if you're first in, open it up and pin it back, and if you're last out, if you just close it behind you, that would be much appreciated. As Mark has mentioned, we've got a new whippersnipper which will go down this weekend for the working bee. The old two-stroke that's been down there since Adam was a boy finally packed it in. And we had some control modules on the ride-on mower pack it in as well after some 15 years of service. So I've now got those sourced from John Deere, and they'll go down so we can get that mower up and running and keep the grounds looking good again. There is a working bee down there this weekend, so as many people can get there would be great. We had new faces last month, which was good. Down at Willow Glen, I haven't been there for a little while because we haven't had a working bee since February, but the next one's at the end of this month, the 22nd, 23rd of March, so if people can make it down to that, that would also be great. And that's about it from me. Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Membership, Alan.
Here we go. Afternoon all. I've left my glasses at home, but I think I can read what I wrote. In the last month, we've had 11 new vehicles with 11 new memberships with 11 vehicles. We've also had 9 memberships who have been absent for a couple of years who've decided to come back to the club with 9 vehicles. We have 798 members who are financial for the year, for 25, and actually at this moment there's 975 total memberships, including 23 life. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Four-wheel drive activities coordinator, Peter.
G'day everybody. I'm going to try something different. I can never read my written notes, so I'm going to try work this one. It's not going to work. We had 4 trips last month, which was great. Great effort. Tony Spearenberg's Stockton Beach, Jamie Turley's Mount Walker Hard trip. Kim Latham ran a Bendethra trip, and it was her first trip ever. And she's really new to the club, so hats off to her. She's come in and really tried to get things going. And then we did the Trip Leaders Reconnaissance Mission up Hill End, where 10 cars came along, and they've all volunteered to run a trip in the next year. So 6 of those have already been listed. I was hoping to get 1 a month out of it, and they're all so excited they put them in 1 week apart. But that's all right, we got trips. And the better part, they're so supported that nearly all of them are full already in a week. So people are listing trips. People are listing trips and people are getting on them. There is a couple of trips, I think there might be a space or 2 on one of Jamie Turley's hard trips. He's got 2 more listed. He's Mr. Consistent. I'm going with Phil and Cheryl in March on a high country trip, which is going to be awesome. Rob de Jong's doing a Turon trip. Jamie Turley's running one of his hard, as I mentioned. Rahul Mahood's doing another Upper Turon Hill End gold trip, as is Michael Cassidy. And they've all sort of had slightly different themes about them. Some of them are going to spend more time in Hill End. One of them's Victor's going to do a camper trailer one. Hugh Peterson's going to do staying in motels and more luxurious one. April, we got a couple of trips. May, a couple. July, Mark Seller's doing another Bendethra trip, which will be great fun. Andrew Allen is doing his yearly Barrington one again, and it's oversubscribed by the power of 3, I think. Hugh Peterswold has stepped up to, as he did last year, to run a second convoy, but still, just the fact that all these trips are oversubscribed, that means there's people there wanting to go, and all we need is leaders to take them. And the benefits you'll get out of it as a leader, if you do step up, and will be immense. Everybody will pat you on the back and make you feel like a nice person, so that's always good. I think things are going pretty well. I'd like to keep that momentum going if I get re-elected or if somebody else steps up to the role. That'd be, if we can keep the momentum going, it'd be great. I'll do more of either way. I'll do more of these trip leader reconnaissance missions. They seem to work. So if people want to get on those, keep an eye out in the club website, and let's see if we can make this the best year for trips for a long, long time. See you on the tracks real soon.
Thank you.
Yeah, massive turnaround for trips. Well done, Peter, and all those people who have put trips on for the club. General business from the members.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, I've got just a few things here. Right. Firstly, tyre covers. I'm sure you're all well and truly sick of hearing me talk about tyre covers. This is your last chance. I've got some with me, and at the end of tonight, whatever's left over is going to be donated to a wildlife rescue service, and they're going to be used as cocoons for kangaroos and wallabies and all of that sort of thing. So this is your last chance. There's a Facebook post which Andy was referring to, the Facebook media, which is excellent. I had one response for that, but this is it. Now, the next thing is the national gathering. Gary and I are going, as well as a number of other people who are here tonight. And of course, the one thing we want to do is promote our club at that gathering amongst all of the other clubs in Australia. So we're going to make sure that we take some stuff that's got our logo on it. And if anyone else is interested in doing that in a general fashion, I've got some things that you might want to look at the clothing shop stand. So if you're not already aware of it, we have this to put on your car. It comes with the screw bolts. Doesn't come with the screws, however, though you'll have to supply those, and the energy to put that on. In fact, a gentleman brought one of these this evening, and he's going to put it on the back of his T-van. Of course, that's the best place to put it on. I happen to be a T-van owner, if you don't know that. If you've got a favourite jumper and you don't particularly want to have one of our bits of gear, which of course is better, but if you've got a favourite jumper, you can sew that on the jumper over an existing logo or instead of an existing logo. When you travel, everybody needs to keep their hygiene going. Traditionally, it's ABC, and I'm not going to say the words for that. Everybody knows what they are. These are $6.50. There's 50 in a pack, and everybody who uses them swears by them. They're fantastic. Richard, can you zero in on that? Oh, it might be Lauren. Can you zero in on that? Yeah? Okay, this is the lapel badge, and some people put them on their coats, or you can even put them on your hat. Lots of people do that, and they put them as they travel around. They have various badges from where they visit. Now, the last thing is I've put my hand up to run the swap meet again for the club this year. We ran it for the first time last year after a hiatus of about 5 years. There were various reasons for that hiatus, and the event lost a little bit of momentum, plus the fact that the previous venue that we had, they put buildings on it, so that was no longer suitable. I was able to secure the use of the Cabramatta High School grounds, which are they're really exemplary. We have a large, very large grassed area. We have hard stand and also grass. And there's 2 huge, what they refer to in the education system as colas, which are covered outside learning areas. They're vast, so anyone who wants to display their wares undercover, that they are available. Now, I have some flyers available if you want all of the information. The information's already on the website and I think certainly on the CES anyway. So it'll open at 7:30 for sellers and 8 a.m. for buyers. We're targeting a closure at 2. It might go on a little bit longer than that. We're advertising it quite extensively via the usual media, direct contact with other four-wheel drive clubs. We've got some radio advertising. We use the Facebook page, of course, and we were still exploring other avenues. I still need at least a couple more volunteers. I've already got a group of people who are prepared to help, but if you think you can spare me just a few hours or half a day or a whole day, that'd be brilliant. And I'll leave these flyers on the table out the back for anyone who wants to take some, maybe spread the word. And that's it for me. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry. Good. My personal assistants just reminded me I didn't tell you the date. It's 3rd of May.
Thanks, Elkie, and I guess it's time to go through your garage and all that camping and related and four-wheel drive related stuff that you don't need. Bring it to the swap meet and offload it for some pocket money, I guess. Any other general business from the members? No? General business from committee? Colin? Mark? Peter? Debbie? Brian? Jason? Alan? Gary? Sergeant at Arms? Leslie? No raffle tonight.
Hello. Oh, that's better. Good evening, everybody. I really don't need a microphone. You'd all hear me without it. But we'll get on to the raffle and get this done. Rob Alexander, would you like to come up and draw the raffle tonight? Just because you're gorgeous. He's like my surrogate dad. Love him. We've got lots of prizes. Thank you for Debbie for donating a prize tonight as well. And we have a free camps book up here. That's not actually a prize, but Elkie's offered. If anybody would like a free camps 9 version, it's up the front here. Yep.
All done properly.
He's very professional.
Keeping you honest. I think I've got one in my hand. No, there's 2 there. Oh well, that'll have to be the second one. There you go.
Okay, the first ticket out tonight is a red ticket and it's F100. No way! Oh my God. Tony, every single time. You should buy lotto tickets. And they have a running bet with their friend. Their friends always say they're going to, Nicole always says she's going to win the tickets. Hey, I'm honest. Choose whatever one you want. What was the second one?
There's the second one.
The second ticket is F63. Red F for Fred 63. Ah, look, we have another winner. No, you can keep the ticket. That's fine. Choose your prize. Third ticket is F for Fred 52. F52. Pick away. Thank you. Choose your prize, whatever one suits you. Another one, red, F2. F2. Red F2. Yeah, whatever one you want. Winners are grinners. She can't lift it. Yep. This one's a yellow ticket. A64. Yellow A64. Ah, Fran Grigg. We did sell.
Must have been more red tickets tonight.
We sold a whole book of yellow, a whole book of red, and about half a book of black. A62?
62?
Oh, sorry, I said 64.
No.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
Hang on.
Hang on.
Doesn't matter.
No, it's... Oh, yeah, sorry, A64. I'm having a shocker of a night. I'll get the sack. So that is a winch dampener, folding shovel, and a picnic set. So it's a thing that goes over the winch cable to protect if it's just... That is a 37 piece. It's got... Yeah.
Look, under circumstances, do a redraw.
Redraw. Okay, so I have the... Okay, so the next one is F21. That's a creepy smile. F21. Red F21. Rob likes the colour red. Oh, did we win that?
21.
Do you want to get the picnic set for taking away, or what do you want? Oh, he wants a winch dampener. We haven't got a winch, Jason. We don't even have a winch. The next one is red F78. F78. I promise we have yellow and red, black in there as well.
Yellow one.
F78. Ah, Alf Johnson. Come on, I've got to have a kiss off you. Take your pick. A folding shovel or a...
Picnic set.
It's like got all your cutlery and everything.
Your call. F78.
Yeah, so we're on to
That's
the last, lucky last. Here we go. It's a yellow ticket. A35. Do we have anyone with a bingo? Bingo! Ah, Anthony. Yep. Yeah, why not? Now, the book is not the latest version, but it was donated by Elkie, and we're going to draw a ticket for that one.
And it's another yellow ticket.
It's a yellow ticket. A84.
That's close to mine, but it's not us.
You can take what? Yeah. A84. Chris Chapman. Well, that'll get you out of the Simpson Desert. Oh, great. I'm glad you got what you wanted. Thank you, everybody that buys raffle tickets. I just wanted you to all know that the money that we get from the raffle tickets, we put it back into buying these fabulous prizes. You guys pay for it and we put that back. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Leslie. Okay, this general meeting will now be closed. We'll pause for a minute or two before we go into the general meeting. Obviously, our next general meeting will be on Monday, the 7th of April at this location. Just a reminder, voting slips to your right with Cheryl and Jenny. If you haven't got your voting slips, can you please see Jenny or Cheryl? Okay, we will start in approximately 1 minute. Okay, the Total Land Cruiser Club of Australia 38th Annual General Meeting, 3rd of March 2025. I declare the meeting open at 8:45. I propose a motion that Andrew Boyd, TLCC President, will act as Chairman of the Annual General Meeting, and Colin Morby, TLCC Secretary, take the minutes of the Annual General Meeting. Can I please have a mover and a seconder to that motion? So, take your pick, Cole. Stuart Robinson. Chris Chapman. I just also remind everybody, if you nominate someone, could you make it clear to myself and Colin whether you put your hand up or you stand up so we know who exactly that person is that has nominated that person, because it makes things a lot easier for us. So present is as per the attendance book. The apologies I have are Greg Norris, Anne Gracie, Scott Jamieson and Renee Williams. Are there any other apologies? I would like to call the entire committee to the front of the hall. Where's Jason? No, we don't want a photo, but you can if you want, Chris, but... I propose a round of applause to thank the outgoing committee members for their tireless work and efforts over the past 12 months. I now request that all committee vacate their positions. The minutes of the annual general meeting held on Monday, the 4th of March 2024 are posted at the rear of the hall. Can I have a mover and a seconder to those minutes? Gary Cooper, Jeremy Nolan. Business arising from those minutes? Nil. Financial reports. I now propose a motion to adopt the financial report for the year ended 31st of October 2024 and reports of directors and auditors. Can I please have a mover and a seconder to that motion? Anthony Ross, Tony Scott. I now ask the membership, all those in favour, a majority show of hands. Anyone against that motion? Nil. Mark.
Unusually, I have a question for the Treasurer, Mark, and it's something that he and I have discussed. When I rang him about this, he was a little bit over the moon because he'd already had a question about this year's financial matters, and it's the first time since he became Treasurer that he actually has had a question raised, so he's very happy. And when I rang and said, I've got a question for you about the financial report, so he was quite happy. It's a fairly simple thing, really. It's just something to drawing your attention to it. But if you have a look at page 2 of the annual reports, the director's report, you will see that it says number of meetings held during office, and there's numbers there from each of the members of the committee, and also then there's number of meetings attended. Now, if you have a look at this one, you'll see that members of the committee, a number of members of the committee, have actually attended more meetings than were actually held during their office. Now, I was just perusing the the annual report as you do generally. You have a good look at it and see what's going on. And that just jumped out at me when I sort of looked at it. Mark and I talking about it. I don't know whether he wants to tell you what occurred. There he is. I was wondering where he had got to. Are you going to explain this to these ladies and gentlemen?
I don't know there is much of an explanation, except perhaps we all need to pay more care in our column headings. I don't know how it happened. The column headings are swapped over, and so the meetings attended and the meetings held are around the wrong way, but I think the purpose of the explanation is sufficient, or the quality of the information is sufficient. But I'd like to thank John for pointing it out. As you know, been doing this for 15, 16 years, and John's got the first question in probably that time. So well done, John. Well spotted.
Thanks, John, and thanks, Mark. Election of office bearers. I'd like to thank Phil Mead for volunteering to be Chief Scrutineer. Can I please have 4 volunteers to be returning officers? A show of hands. Cheryl Mead, Mark Oliver, Carol Alexander, and Tony Scott. If there are more than one nomination for any position, voting will be by secret ballot. Any member wishing to know the number of votes received may request that information at the next committee meeting. Proxy votes, as read out by Colin Morby and as listed on the notice board, name of members given their proxy to members named or chairman.
Proxies that came in all by email. So from Greg Norris, assigned to Gary Cooper. Anne Gracie, assigned to Gary Cooper. Joanne Davis, assigned to Peter Williams. Matthew Smith, assigned to Peter Williams. I'll just read the names and tell you who's got the rest. Kerry Smith, Renee Williams, Scott Jamison, Charlotte Hendricks, Rob DeJong, all to Peter Williams. Just to let you know, a couple of members forgot about the 48 hours before the meeting and sent in proxies on Sunday, and I disallowed them. I sent them an email telling them why. Never heard a response. That's all the proxies there are that have been received.
Thanks, Colin. 4.4, special resolution for life membership. We do have a special resolution for life membership, that being the resolution of John and Norma Ferguson becoming life members of the TLCC. I'll now ask John and Norma to please leave the room. Gary, can you just close the door, please? Does anyone in the room wish to speak for or against the motion? Would you like to come up to the front?
It is an honour to speak, nominating Norma and John Ferguson for life membership. We have known Norma and John for over 30 years since they joined the Toyota Land Cruiser Club in 1994 and became member number 293. They are doing people.
After Norma retired as school principal and needing a new project where she could improve her computer skills, in 1999 she nominated for the position of secretary for the club and remained in that role till 2003.
During that time, access to driving training areas were closing, and the committee decided to purchase the club's own land. Coolandilly was purchased, but council restricted driving conditions due to it being water catchment area.
A second property was proposed. Norma and John helped by looking at property suitable for the club's needs. In 1998, Norma, along with Phil Mead and Wayne Back, president at the time, visited the Wingecarribee Shire Council with a presentation stating the club's case for developing and the usage of willow green prior to a development application being submitted. Norma wrote to all neighbours within a 10-kilometre radius describing the proposal, inviting them to speak to committee if they had concerns. The purchase of willow green was settled.
In 2002, after a failed attempt at creating a website for the club by a member who left, leaving a minimal and unsupported site, John started a new website from scratch and developed it as a promotional tool to gain members for the club. In 2002, John was listed as webmaster and maintained and expanded the site for 12 years till the committee decided that the club needed a website that accepted payments. John offered to do this using PayPal at no cost, but it was decided to seek tenders for professional site developers.
For the next 12 years, John remained as a webmaster on the new site, along with David Rowley, mainly involved in listing trips, developing a database for historical trips, doing required backing up of new blogs to his own system as well as the club's, responding to members on how to access members-owned information and answering public inquiries. He was involved in the digitalisation of driver training records. In March 2024, he resumed administration of the Total website. All course entry, event entry forms, committee meeting minutes, general meeting minutes, magazines, and everything on the website has been entered by John and been regularly updated.
From 1996 to 2004, I ran the club's Funkana. Funkanas were held on properties on the Putty Road near Robinson and River Island before the club purchased land, and then were held at Willow Glen. Norma and John were always one of the first to nominate to run and supervise an event for me. The Willow Glen Challenge was introduced, and from 2001, 2 weeks before the event, they spent time in assisting in preparation. They camped out at Day 1 car park area by themselves to be on hand to control parking. They spent hours at the gate collecting money, and at the conclusion of the event assisted with the clean-up. For 2 years, John and Norma entered and compiled competitors' results on 2 computers in case one failed. Results were always checked and finalised in time for the preparation for awards.
Both Norma and John attend committee meetings wherever possible. They are not on committee, but they attend, so John as webmaster can keep abreast of all that is happening in the club. Even while travelling overseas, they made sure they could be there where there was connectivity for changing the website if required. Zoom was not a known then. Over the years, they have participated in many club trips, from weekend trips to week-long trips and even longer. Norma has contributed to the club magazine, writing about these trips and trips that she and John have done by themselves. They support social events held by the club, and Norma assisted Sally Rippingale in her role as Sergeant-at-Arms when Sally's health deteriorated.
John and I developed the towing course, and along with Jim Waters, ran it for 15 years before retiring. Ian and Robin Moggs took over, but owing to Ian's ill health at the time, we came out of retirement in 2024 to enable the course to be run. Sadly, Ian passed away. At the towing course, Norma took part in directing and supervising the backing of trailers in the field, along with John, Jim and myself. She also had a word for the ladies, and being a former teacher, her messages was very clear and to the point, encouraging them to persevere with practicing towing, as you never know when the second driver will be required. Be prepared.
John runs the projector at each club meeting for any guest speakers' requirements and for video trip reports. He always arrives well ahead of time to check out the equipment, making sure everything is in order for the meeting, and to receive late arriving club trip videos. Norma took the initiative and introduced a trivia segment at the monthly meeting when no guest speaker was available. She also did the same at the 55th anniversary.
Every year since 2013, John has been a recipient of the committee's award for services to the club. In 2004, he was awarded the club's most enthusiastic member. In 2023, Norma was awarded Club Woman of the Year.
Norma and John are a team. After 30 years in the club, they are still doing people. They work together, they support each other, they do what they do because they love being a part of the Toyota Land Cruiser Club, and they most definitely deserve to be life members.
Thank you.
Does anyone else want to speak for or against the nomination?
I can't add much more what the Johnsons have said, but thank you. Yes, I know I worked along them at all the events in the club. I've been in the club for 25 years, and they've been 30 years, and they were always active and always helpful with anything and everything. So all I can say, I can't endorse more than Johnson's already did. Thank you.
Is there anyone else in the room who would like to speak for or against the nomination? Okay, in the back of your voting slips on the very last page, there is a voting for the special resolution, and once that's completed, Phil and his returning officers will collect those votes. Phil will tally the votes and we will let you know the outcome. Gary, can you please ask John and Norma to come back into the room? I'd like to congratulate John and Norma Ferguson as the club's newest life membership. Would you like to do a speech, Norma?
First of all, I'd like to say what a terrific honour it is to be awarded this life membership. It was a surprise when we found we were nominated, and it is great that thank you to the people who nominated us, thank you to the people who endorsed the nomination, thank you to anyone here tonight who also endorsed it and voted yes, and thank you to every club member who's ever done anything for the club to make it such a great club to want to be a life member of. So thank you very much, everyone.
Okay, committee positions written or received in absenteeism. Okay, both myself and Colin have received a nomination for the position of Vice President, and that is from Scott Jamieson. Okay, I will now call for nominations for the positions. I will ask that when you call an individual to be nominated for a position, that you identify yourself. I will call nominations for the position of President. Declined. Tony, do you accept the position? Are there any more nominations for the position of President? Declined. Are there any more nominations for the position of President? Can I have a seconder for the position of President? Recce? Congratulations, Tony. I will now call nominations for the position of Vice President. Scott has accepted the position by email via absenteeism. Are there any other nominations for the position of Vice President? Can I have a seconder for the position of Vice President? Jason Butler. Congratulations, Scott. I think Scott is somewhere in Las Vegas at the moment as the position of Vice President. Scott Jamieson is the guy. Yeah, he is quite instrumental in running of quite a few trips, goes to all of the club social events. So I call nominations for the position of Treasurer. Hey, I need a name. I need a Tony Scott. Mark, do you accept the position? John Gregg, do you want to nominate yourself for a position of Treasurer? Do you want to nominate for a position as Treasurer? Does anyone else in the room, is anyone else, any more nominations for position of Treasurer? Can I have a seconder for the position of Treasurer? Look at all the hands go up. Rob Alexander. Congratulations, Mark. Year number 17, is it, or 18? I call for nominations for the position of Secretary. Yeah, I have a gentleman, I'm not sure if he's in the room, Steve Parbury. Are you in the room? Steve, will you accept the position as TLCC Secretary? Is anyone else in the room got a nomination for the position of TLC Secretary? Can I have a seconder for the position of TLCC Secretary? Leslie? Congratulations, Steve. Fantastic to have you. Thank you. I now call for nominations for the position of Education Coordinator. The nominations by Rob. Gary, do you accept the position? Are there any other nominations for the position of Education Coordinator? Can I have a seconder for Chris Taylor for the position of Education Coordinator? Congratulations, Gary. Thank you. I now call for nominations for the position of Full Drive Activities Coordinator. So from John Gregg, Peter Williams, do you accept the nomination? Are there any other nominations for the position of Full Drive Activities Coordinator? Can I have a seconder for the position of Full Drive Activities Coordinator, John Twine? Congratulations, Peter. I now call for nominations for the position of Promotions Officer. Thanks, Rob, but declined. Position vacant. Chris Chapman declined. I now call for nominations for the position of Membership Officer. Gary Cooper has nominated Alan Kidd. Alan, do you accept the position of Membership Officer? Yes. Are there any other nominations for the position of Membership Officer? Can I have a seconder for the position of Membership Officer? Norma Ferguson. Congratulations, Alan, re-elected as Membership Officer. I call for nominations for the position of Social Officer. Come on, people. position vacant. I'll now call for nominations for the position of Land Manager. That's Gary Cooper. Brian, do you accept the position? Are there any other nominations for the position of Land Manager? Can I have a seconder for the position of Land Manager? Jeremy Nolan. Congratulations, Brian, re-elected as Land Manager. Okay, I'll now go to what we call the election of non-committee persons. So that is the position of editor, Chris Taylor. Do you accept that? Is anyone else nominated for the position of editor? He does such a good job of that. The position of clothing shop. Elkie Cooper, do you accept the position? Congratulations, Elkie. Welfare officers. Bonnie, do you accept? Shirley, do you accept? Thanks, Bonnie, for your service, and congratulations, Shirley. Does anyone else would like to assist Shirley in the role? No? Debbie, I don't know if you want me to list your social committee persons separately, or because of the nominations for the position of social committee? You know the... Okay. Does anyone in this room would like to be on the social committee, separate to Debbie's email? Whether they go to events to assist or whatever? Yep. Max Turner and Katie Regent. Anyone else here? Social committee? Gordon and Gloria Wyatt. That's all right. You can probably flick them to call. Yep. Okay, now is the next one is Land Committee. Brian, any particular people? I'm happy to have the same people as last year. Okay. Nominations? John Pichetti, Rob Alexander, Gordon White, John Hayes, Alf. Thank you. In closing the annual general meeting, I would like to thank the scrutineer Phil Mead and the returning officers, and also both to Jenny and Cheryl for assisting with the voting slips. I wish the incoming... Oh, it's not on this list. Sergeant at Arms, here we go. Sorry, apologies, Leslie. Sergeant at Arms? Okay, done. Okay, I wish the incoming committee every success as they continue the good work done by the previous committee. I'll also ask the new committee to come to the front so Chris can get some photos. I declare the meeting closed at 9:26 p.m. Thank you.